Hello and welcome to the Hotkeys podcast, your shortcut and portal to all things pop culture and random in the world. I'm your host, Mick, and I'm joined by
Wil Dobratz
and
Landon Browning.
Just the three of us this week.
Just the three of
Just
us.
the three of us. That's how it goes, right?
It's a little,
I think so.
Little threesome going on today for the podcast.
Oh boy.
I prefer four, but you know.
Some.
A sip of coffee.
Oh yeah. We're sponsored today by Thomas Hammer Coffee.
I wish. What garbage did you make me this morning?
I don't know. I think it was some kind of Starbucks coffee that my parents gave to me.
In that case, it's great.
Yeah, it's delicious.
Starbucks.com/hotkeyspodcast.
I thought that we were sponsored by Thomas Hammer.
for 1% off any order over $200.
It's worth it.
Hey, a discount's a discount.
I just spilled some coffee on this.
Oh, dude. At least you're not wearing a shirt.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, you're just staining your nipple.
Yep.
Chest hair is just
You have
Staring
an
back at me.
enormous amount of chest hair.
Do I?
Yeah.
I don't feel like it's that much.
Dude, it's like a rug.
I was looking at it earlier and I was like, yeah, no.
No. I don't know. It's not
It's a little scary.
It's not like I made it that way. It just, it just happens.
How long did it take you to glue on all that?
30 minutes.
Don't pull a Colby. Whatever you do.
Shaved some other hair and moved it around. What?
Your facial hair, right?
Yes.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Perfect.
That explains why you're so baby-faced today.
It's getting out of control.
You just gotta let it grow.
No, I got it to a certain point where it's like, I don't know, it starts looking bad. When people like start commenting like at my job and they're like, "Hey, you just letting it go?" and I'm like, "Yeah."
That's when you know it's time to shave?
Yeah, that's when it's time. Yeah.
See, what you gotta do is let it grow all the way down to your chest hair and then like braid it in.
Braid it together.
Yeah.
It's not can't like look up or anything. It's like tied together. I'm like,
Yeah. You're like torturing yourself.
yeah. I don't think I could let it get that far. Like it starts to become too much work.
Yeah, I've let mine grow pretty long and it gets pretty annoying.
Yeah.
There's something about a nice like short, clean look.
Yeah. I can't stand the clean shaven feel. Like
I won't do that.
like I can't.
Really?
That drives me nuts. I don't think I've been completely clean shaven for like probably 6 to 9 months.
The facial hair helps hide my double chin. So
Okay. I love the clean shaven feel.
You like the clean shaven?
Oh,
feel?
yeah.
I can't stand it. I can't stand it. Like there's nothing worse than like right after you shave all the way and it's just completely smooth. Oh,
I like it in some spots, like if you're doing like styling stuff, but like all over, it's like I gotta have something.
Yeah.
To be fair, I've never had like a proper beard, like a proper like full-fledged one. I've always just let scruff grow out.
Well,
and then
even
Even now,
I would
like-
prefer that over.
Yeah.
trim it.
like,
For
that was-
this, really?
Yeah, I'd prefer that over.
It's getting old.
It's good.
It's like a little patchy in some spots, you know.
And then you just trim it. If you trim it and then let it come back, then,
Everyone's beard is patchy.
yeah,
I mean, have you seen Landon's face?
it's pretty bad.
Ben's growing a really nice beard.
Yeah.
He's letting it go.
Yeah, he's working on it, getting it there.
Yeah.
Colby, acquaintance of the show, he's going like 2 years strong, not shaving.
And hasn't grown a single
He's got that
thing on
nice
his
Adam's
face.
apple beard going on.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, he's really trying.
Yeah. Yep.
Gosh.
Well, anyway, beards.
Yeah, beards. Yeah.
It's about time we talked about them.
It is about time. I mean,
This has been a long time coming.
yeah. I mean, we could all be lying about our facial hair too. Nobody.
Right. I have a Gimli beard,
Yeah.
and it's
It
amazing.
only took like 3 weeks.
You get
Yeah,
beer-
you know.
You get beer in it every single time you drink, just out of style for praise for Gimli.
Not the beard. Okay, so just last night, at least Landon and I, Will, you saw Spider-Man earlier.
I did. I saw Spider-Man
Oh, what's the date?
Thursday. Oh. Maybe you did need that script after all.
We're recording on the 6th.
6th
July.
of July.
You guys will probably hear it on the 7th, unless
If
our
you're
editor,
lucky.
unless our editor Dave is on another crazy bender where he's just.
Yeah, I
wasted.
think he's actually seeing the movie right now. That's why his phone was
Is
off.
he? Okay.
It makes sense. Because I told him to watch the movie before
Yeah.
he edited it, so
we're
it
gonna
wasn't spoiled.
We're gonna spoil the crap out.
Yeah,
of it,
so spoiler alert for Spider-Man Far From Home.
Spiderman,
Spiderman Far From
Night
Home.
Monkey.
That was so funny.
So yeah, spoiler alert. If you haven't seen it, go watch it and then come back and listen to this episode
Yeah.
because this is gold.
Oh yeah.
So what did you guys think of it?
I liked it. It was good.
I liked it. I have a little bit of gripes, but other than that, I liked it.
Okay. Let's start. Do you want to start with gripes?
Start with gripes?
Okay.
Yeah, sure.
Start with gripes.
So, do we want to do a quick synopsis of the movie, or do we just want to dive?
Sure.
Oh, no.
Quick synopsis of the movie.
So Peter Parker
goes to Europe and defeats villain.
Yes. Yep. Boil a Marvel movie down to its basic ingredients, one-liners,
Laughs ensue.
Yeah.
A lot of quips.
Yeah, but it takes place after Endgame. I don't know how long. It seems like it's probably.
I think it's like right away,
after.
basically.
Right away. Okay.
Like maybe a week, a couple days, an hour,
Imagine
30 minutes.
Imagine going on a trip like a week after you just kill Thanos.
Well,
it's like victory lap.
Well, he just got blipped back too. Like he'd been gone for 5 years.
Oh yeah, they call it the blip.
Yeah.
In this movie. I guess that's what the in-world people called it.
Yeah.
It was the blip.
But so he's going on a summer vacation to Europe with his class for a science trip, and it's the I guess the plot of the movie is him struggling with whether he wants to be a hero. Right, kind of
Well, I think it's whether he wants to be an Iron Man level hero, because in the past, at least the previous Spider-Man movie, it was he learned to be the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, and not an Iron Man level.
Kind of contradicts the first movie, and it's the first movie's you're not an Iron Man level, you're a friendly.
Well, there's a lot happened between those two movies,
that's
so
true.
there's natural growth that should happen. So I think the question should be asked, at least in the movie.
Yeah. I just thought it was funny how it flipped around. It was
Right. I mean, it is kind of exactly the opposite of what they were doing in the first one, but
yeah, it's his struggle between wanting a normal teenager life and realizing that he's kind of made for greater things, I guess, kind of.
With great
power comes great
responsibility.
Uncle Ben.
Uncle Ben. I'm here, Uncle Ben.
What's that quote from the first Spider-Man? What's that quote from when the dude runs with the money and he's like,
well, Uncle Ben's laying on the ground.
I know, but when the guy that shoots him gets in the elevator and the guy,
he says thanks.
Yeah, and then the dude's
not my
why
problem.
didn't you stop? Not my
What's the matter with you? You let him go. Cut him off the lobby and call the cops. You could have taken that guy apart. Now he's gonna get away with my money. I missed the part where that's my problem.
Those movies are
thank you.
Those movies are
gold.
Are gold.
Oh, I love the first two.
Okay,
Spider-Man 3 is cinematic.
We're not talking about this. Those first two movies, I feel like it's now the popular thing to crap on them now that the MCU
Honestly, I felt like it was that way, but lately I feel like there's more respect thrown towards the Raimi films.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whether it's little homages in Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse or stuff in the Spider-Man PS4 game.
Or J. Jonah Jameson.
Yeah, we'll talk about that.
We'll talk about that.
But what the heck were we talking about?
I was giving a quick plot
synopsis.
details.
Went back to Spider-Man 3.
I got into a monologue for Spider-Man 2002. I think I've seen that movie more than any movie.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean,
you've seen some movies a lot of times.
I have.
Too.
Yep. That was one. That was one that was the first DVD, one of the first DVDs that we bought, and I would just as soon. I'm not kidding. As soon as it ended, play, start again, watch it again.
Oh my gosh!
I probably did it 3 times in a row each time I watched it.
Oh man,
I'm surprised you don't get tired of watching the same thing over and over again.
That's the weird thing with Mick though. He doesn't.
I don't.
He just doesn't.
I don't.
You're entertained every time.
Yeah.
How many times
New
have you
possibilities.
How many times have you seen Batman Begins?
I just watched it the other night. Actually.
Oh my gosh, dude.
I couldn't even tell you. Tons.
30, 40, 50?
At least over 60 times.
Oh my. See, I don't think I've seen any movie that many times, besides maybe a couple childhood stuff, like Toy Story maybe. But I love The Dark Knight. I've probably only seen the movie 5 times, maybe.
That's it.
It's
I
amateur hour.
like Batman.
Clearly.
I just like superhero films. I'm a big superhero. If you haven't noticed yet, listeners, I'm a big superhero fan.
Yeah.
Except Thor: The Dark World.
Well, I mean,
I can't even remember what that movie's about.
I can't either. I just remember eating Taco Bell watching it
And just being like, this sucks.
Yeah.
I don't even know what happened in that movie.
It's something Natalie Portman, something. No, that Natalie Portman's all I remember.
Yeah. I don't even remember that much. That's how bad the movie was. It couldn't even.
The only reason why I kind of remember more of it is from Endgame, because they go back
like,
into that time and
Dark
kind
elves.
of right. Oh, the ether,
Yeah.
liquid red stone.
Liquid stone. Oh yeah.
Yes.
It's one of the states that you can be in. You got solid. Next, we're looking for a gas stone.
Gas stones.
Liquid stone. That sounds like a
drink.
like a drink or like
really-
some
like a
pro,
really
pro
bad-
wrestler or something.
Oh,
Liquid
like
stone.
What's that? It's that old Keith Stone. Like you know who that is? Keith Stone. He was an old advertisement
For a beer, right?
Yeah, it was a beer. Yeah, just reminded me of that.
Liquid
Keith
Stone.
Liquid Stone.
Sure.
It's like the cheapest beer on the market, probably. Like it's like cheaper than soda.
You know it's good then.
Oh yeah.
Affordable beer is the best beer.
Yes.
So anyway, Spider-Man,
Yeah.
Far From Home.
Yeah.
What
What were your problems with it, Will?
There's there was some awkward humor that just did not fit. Like when
do you have examples?
Yes. So don't worry, I'm not just spouting stuff. So when the counselor tried to
I want to see some hard evidence here.
So when the counselor tried to take a picture and it fell off, there's a point in the movie where a counselor tries to take a picture really awkwardly, the teacher,
Okay.
and it falls off the boat, and it's supposed to be funny.
Your glasses are fucking...
I know, I'm getting really hot, and I don't know why.
Landon, for crying out loud!
I'm working on it. Working on getting.
I'm over here sweating and stumbling
Take your
at
shirt off, man.
dude, I'm not taking my shirt off like you.
I'll take my pants off.
Actually,
but...
I didn't take my shirt off. I have not had one on this day. So.
Okay, all right, fair enough.
Right, you are required to put one on in order to take one off.
Yeah.
You have not put one on yet.
Nope.
I mean, you technically took it off since last night, so you've taken it off.
I guess because I didn't go to bed after midnight.
No, it doesn't count.
Okay.
Anyway, humor.
Anyway, some of the humor was really good. Some of the humor was okay, I guess that's a thing. That's
Like
didn't
what?
really hit. The counselor example. So
The camera. You didn't like
the camera. I didn't like the camera. The awkward moments where it's supposed to be funny, stumbling around.
Was it just that one incident, or was there more?
There was more instances in the film. That's the one that's at the front of my mind.
Maybe I'm just a simple-minded peasant, but I feel like I was laughing at.
I thought it was funny because it seems like that's appropriate for his character. Like he's just kind of an awkward person to begin with, so being clumsy and dropping stuff in the lake or the ocean or whatever. It's just
I love the part with him on the airplane ride. He's like, did I tell you that my wife faked getting blipped
fake
or whatever?
blipped and then ran away with somebody.
I laughed really hard at that one.
Yeah, that was hilarious.
Yeah, it was more the awkward moments where it's supposed to be silence, just something happens and then you're supposed to awkwardly laugh, oh, that's awkward on the screen.
I think Marvel movies in general are kind of guilty of that sometimes.
It's hit or miss.
They kind of overdo
I think
it.
they've done it so much in the past films that it's starting to be okay.
Well, and there's some scenes too where it's why are people laughing at this? It's not supposed to be funny.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. For instance, it's not in Spider-Man, but in Endgame, when in the beginning of the film where they come and find Thanos and Thor gets to chop his head off.
Uh-huh.
People laughed at that, and just by the look on Thor's face, I don't think that's supposed to be a funny moment. I think that's supposed to be I'm at the end of my rope here and I'm just gonna kill you now.
Yeah.
I don't think that was supposed to be funny, and a ton of people in the theater laughed at that, oh, he went for the head.
My reaction was oh my gosh, they killed Thanos in the first freaking 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah, and just his mannerisms after that, he's just
Depressed.
defeated and depressed, just walking away. It's I don't think that was supposed to be a funny
He
thing.
thought he had his one chance at redemption,
Right.
after missing, and then he completely failed.
Exactly.
And he's going to go turn into Fat Thor.
Turn into melted ice cream. But yeah, stuff like that. It bothers me. It's why are you guys laughing? It's not supposed to be funny. You don't have to laugh at everything.
Yeah, that's more of a problem with the audience though than it is the movie.
I think the movies are directed towards that kind of goofy 8 to 12-year-old. You know what I mean? I know they're somewhat serious, we enjoy them and stuff, but I feel like a main target audience is probably those that
Yeah,
middle
but I
school
think so
boy.
too. Like the audience has been conditioned to laugh at stuff
Yeah.
where all like you don't have to laugh at everything.
Yeah. Yeah. Here's another Marvel joke. Laugh.
Right.
Yeah. I was probably guilty of it last night.
Probably.
I was sitting next to a friend of the show, Jordan, too, so we were laughing at just about everything. Like,
Yeah. Jordan laughs a lot.
yeah.
Did he laugh at Midsommar?
There was a couple points where we were laughing at that movie, but it was mostly out of horror.
Right. Like,
They're
I gotta
actually-
get out of here.
They're actually. We'll talk about that movie more, I guess, in a little bit. But there were some funny moments in that movie.
Really?
Yeah.
Would not expect that out of that movie.
Ugh, creepy. Okay, so Spider-Man.
Spider-Man. Other than the awkward humor that sometimes I found it unappreciated. I didn't appreciate the awkward humor sometimes. But other than that, like, it was pretty solid. I mean, I think there were some aspects that the other Spider-Man movies did better. But other than that,
Like what?
I thought like the stuff with Mary Jane was handled better in the other Spider-Man movies. Like Spider-Man 1 and 2 had a better Mary Jane character.
It's a lot different, Mary
It's
Jane.
a lot
It's
of a
definitely
different
a
Mary-
different one. I feel like it's a more modern
I feel like
Mary Jane.
Mary Jane was more of a central character in like Spider-Man 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And because Mary Jane was more about, it was more, whenever it talked, like, it felt like Mary Jane was talked about, except during the, like, the ending action sequence. It was more of, oh, how does Peter Parker react to Mary Jane? Not, how is Mary Jane reacting to Peter Parker? It felt like Mary Jane was in, like a, almost everything Mary Jane is in relation to Peter Parker. When you have
Like she was
things-
her own character doing her
She
own
was in her own
thing.
character. Even
Well,
in Spider-Man 3, when she has her own opera arc. Not the best movie, but
Yeah, I was gonna
great
say,
film.
especially in the second one, like she's like really her own character, like
Right.
doing her own thing. She's going her
Yes.
separate way from Peter, and yeah, and Far From Home, she's more like I'm following
Peter.
Spider-Man around and Peter around and stuff.
yeah. Which, I mean, it's essential to the plot in certain ways.
And it's
like,
a different take. I mean, I feel like her Mary Jane works with his Peter Parker.
Yeah.
Because they're both awkward teenagers, as opposed like the Tobey Maguire, like he's in college, I think, right?
The first one starts off with him in senior year,
Yeah.
and he's like just graduating. So yeah.
So they're more like adult. He's still awkward, and Tobey Maguire's still awkward, but like it's a little bit.
I think they play it up more in these films, which is I think is great. I think it works really well with especially the actors. Like they just seem like actual teenagers. You know?
Yeah. Even like Andrew Garfield, who was younger than Tobey Maguire, did not come off like.
He was older.
Oh, was he older than?
Well, he's younger than him, but when he was cast,
he was older?
Yeah, I think Tobey Maguire was 27, and Andrew Garfield was like 31.
Oh, really? Oh,
30.
dang! I didn't even know. He just looks younger, I guess. Like,
Well, he is younger.
I mean, but like during the movie, when the movie was like when you watch the
Right.
film.
Yeah,
That's what I'm talking.
I get it.
Tom Holland's like 20 years old, right?
He's like 22.
Yeah.
Something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Which, I mean, is still like way younger.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I think he was cast when he was 19 still, or 18 or something.
Yeah. Well, they should give me a crack at Spider-Man. See what I can do.
I could see you as like a Flash Thompson.
I don't even know who that is.
Dude, it's the
It's
guy
the-
it was the guy that like was live streaming all the time.
Oh, him?
He was
Yeah.
like the dweeb that was always like just like, oh, you got the live stream, bro.
We're here in Prague. I hope you all see this. And then he gets punched in the nuts.
Dude, yeah.
I'd play
hate
that
Flash.
character. I'd take any role I could get, you know.
Would you play Mary Jane?
That's what I was thinking.
I could pull it off. You know, that'd be my toughest role yet.
Pull what off?
Oh yeah.
But yeah, so I liked their chemistry and their kind of story. It
definitely
fit with this movie.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I agree with that. Yeah, I also really loved Mysterio.
Oh gosh,
Mysterio's awesome.
Mysterio was amazing. He's one of my favorite villains from the Spider-Man comics, and it's one of those villains though that, like at the time where he was created, was like I think it was the 60s. It's that time where you can get away with like really cheesy villains, and so in the comics he's like literally just a smoke and mirrors type of villain, and I was wondering how they were going to translate that to a film in 2019, and I thought they did a great job with it.
Oh, it was awesome.
Yeah, with all the like holographic technology and stuff, and and bringing back some the barf
Barf,
the barf
yeah.
technology from Civil War, and bringing that back into this movie now as like his power, air quotes power.
Air quotes, yeah. I thought it was really creative how they tied it in from Civil War, because I was not expecting that to be what
I wasn't either.
Mysterio's trick was.
Yeah, so like all the I've played like some games with Mysterio in it, and read a bunch of comics with him in it, and the scenes where he's like really just beating up Spider-Man with all of his
drones
and stuff, like just the kind of psychedelic, like creepy visions and stuff that he was making Peter see, I thought was done really well.
Oh yeah, they were awesome. Like really disturbing, kind of.
Trippy, and it was It's funny. I got the most like nostalgic feeling from seeing that, like in terms of like that felt like a comic book to me than like almost anything else in the movie or past comic book movies. It was weird. I was like, wow, this feels like straight out of the comics.
Yeah. No, he was really good. He's probably one of the top 5 villains that Marvel's done.
Right. Jake Gyllenhaal.
They did a good
Played him.
job.
I am a little sad, spoilers, that he died in the end.
I don't think he did die.
You don't think so?
I mean, like, do you want to talk about this now, or do you want to go through more stuff and then talk about it? Because this is like kind of at the end of the movie.
At the end of the movie.
Let's just talk about it. We can I guess
talk about it now,
Okay.
I guess. So
Peter Parker snaps his neck.
Pulls the Superman.
basically, at the end of the movie, Mysterio, he dies. Maybe. So basically, he has these glasses throughout the movie. Peter Parker has these glasses throughout the whole movie. Edith. Tony Stark's glasses.
Was it even in death? I'm the
hero.
That was pretty
Yeah.
funny.
And anyway,
Very Tony Stark.
he asks Edith, like, hey, is this an illusion?
Mm-hmm.
And Edith responds, all the drones are destroyed. There's no illusions left.
Yeah.
Right.
And then ending happens. And the after credits scene is a Mysterio clip that never really was before seen.
Mm-hmm.
And it feel like it could have been possible to record beforehand, but not likely to record before Mysterio's death, in which Mysterio announces Spider-Man's identity, and he frames Spider-Man for being the bad guy.
Right.
And Mysterio as a legend as a hero who went down in death.
Well, and they used Peter's line of, eliminate all of them, in context of eliminate all the drones, like tell them to go back up to Edith.
Mm-hmm.
And so they use that line as eliminate people.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's either he's still alive and he did that, or it's his friend, the other kind of villain, like side villain. I can't remember the gentleman's name.
The guy that played Ralphie in
the
Christmas Story.
Because there's a scene of him when like they're all wrapping up. He's like takes a USB thing out of the computer and leaves. So I was wondering if maybe he made that.
That could
clip.
be. I just don't understand how Mysterio would have died. Like, what happened to him that he
got shot.
He got shot.
By what?
The drone.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, because remember, there's the part when, and this is also another great illusion thing, when Peter's running, they're in this bridge above London, and Mysterio's on one end of the bridge, and Peter's running, and he makes the last illusion thing, and Peter just kind of, like, blows through it.
Well, yeah, so throughout the whole movie, and I think it kind of relates back to Infinity War and Endgame, where he related his Peter Tingle, or his spider sense. In the movie, they call his spider sense the Peter Tingle, which I thought was pretty funny. But they relate his spider sense to what he felt when he was dying in Infinity War, and so I think it kind of psyched him out, where when he felt his spider sense, it just reminded him of dying and fading away.
Oh, shoot.
I didn't catch that.
I didn't pick up on that. That's cool.
So I think that's why he was having issues with his spider sense, and towards the end of the movie, like you were saying with the last illusion, he just closed his eyes basically and just finally trusted his spider sense again, and was able to, defeat Mysterio and bounce around.
Yeah, but when he gets closer to Mysterio, like Mysterio's like, all drones open fire, and it warns him that like you're in the striking zone, like you could get hit. He's like, do it anyway. And then at one point you see one of the drones get spun around as it's firing, and it hits him in the chest.
Oh, okay. I must have missed that.
Yeah.
I guess at that point it was like, I don't know, was that actually him, or was that a hologram of him?
Yeah.
Or?
It leaves it a little open ended because this whole thing is like they could totally bring him back. If they
Right.
wanted.
Basically, the theme of this film was, is it real or is it fake? You know, like, should you trust what you're seeing or not?
Yeah.
Even with the Nick Fury and Maria Hill's character.
Yeah.
Like, even with that, it was
interesting.
like,
I don't know how to feel about that.
I didn't really like that, but
I think I would have liked it better if they. So at the it was an
that was
end
the
credit
post.
scene.
That was the post.
end
post.
credits.
The very end. It shows Nick Fury and Maria Hill driving, talking, and then they slowly turn into scrolls. Which, if you haven't seen Captain Marvel,
You would be very confused if you haven't seen Captain
my
Marvel.
dad came to the movie with us, and he hadn't seen it, Captain Marvel yet. And at the
Super
end, I was
freaked
like,
out.
"You probably had no idea what was going on." He was like, "Yeah, I didn't understand that at all."
Yeah.
So yeah, they turn into scrolls, and if they had left it at that, that would have been really interesting. But they showed the real, I'm assuming, the real Nick Fury up in a space station where there's other scrolls, I think.
And they're just he's on vacation.
Right, he's looking at a fake beach or something.
Yeah.
So I thought it would be interesting if they had just left it as like, if they didn't show the real Nick Fury and keep audience guessing, like, okay,
Where's Nick Fury?
Where is Nick Fury? How long has the scroll been Nick Fury? And, you know, like, what, you know,
Yeah. I thought they were going to lead into like being some of that. What's that storyline with the scrolls? There's a comic where
Secret Invasion?
Yeah, like I thought, like, oh, I'm like, are they doing that? Like, and I'm like, that's kind of weird. And then they're like, oh no, they just still work for.
Because were they the good guys in the comics, the Skrulls?
Not really. In the Captain Marvel movie, they played him more as the victim. In the comics, they're more the bad guy.
I feel like
they're more of like an evil race.
They're a much more interesting bad guy. Their character types fit better as bad guys than good guys. Like, you have so many possibilities in which, shapeshifters, they change into other people.
Yeah, and I mean, I guess in the movie, like, I think they tried to say, like, they're not really good guys. You know, they're not perfect either. They've, you know, made mistakes
There's
and
bad
stuff.
scrolls. There's good scrolls.
Right, you know, like, overall, they're not good, but they're victimized, I guess.
And then, whatever, Jude Law was bad.
Right, and he was the bad guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can go and rant about Captain Marvel and how...
No,
but I'm not going to...
not a great film, but
Actually, I thought it was, like... It could have been so much better.
Oh,
like,
yeah,
probably the most wasted potential of any Marvel movie ever.
Yeah.
It's bad. But back to another thing about Spider-Man. Let's talk about J.K. Simmons.
Yeah.
that's something I did not know was
I
going to
am
happen.
so glad, because normally I like to look up on like Google or IMDb before a movie and like just see like, oh, what's this person playing, or, you know, who's in the movie. I'm so glad I didn't do that with this one, because he's listed as JJ again, and it was such a like fun like surprise, and like, oh wow, he's back as JJ from the Sam Raimi films. And
Yeah, that was really cool.
he's one of those characters in the movies that's like, I think that's okay to cast the same person again, especially with how well he played that character.
Oh, yeah. Like, they probably thought when they were casting JJ, like, who's the best person to play this role? And it's like, J.K. Simmons. Like, there's no better... It's totally fine. You can get away with casting J.K. Simmons again. It's not a big deal.
Well, it's funny. As much as, like, people talk about, like, okay, Michael Keaton was the best Batman. Like, he portrayed that character the best. Or, you know, Christopher Reeve was the best Superman. He portrayed that character the best. I think J.K. Simmons perfectly... Like, I don't see any fault in his portrayal of the character.
No.
Like, I think he played the best comic book character in any movie. Like, he like nailed it.
Yeah.
Like, perfectly.
Yeah.
And I feel like people don't really talk about that much, maybe because it's, you know, he's not the
He's a
superhero
supporting
or he's not the
character.
villain, but like, in terms of a comic book character, I think he is probably the best best out there.
Yeah. So, do you think he'll play a more significant role?
I don't know.
Or is that more just like a kind of like a
It could have been more of just like a wink, to the audience, or he could be more significant in the third movie. But
he could be talking trash all over town.
I think if they do it like the Spider-Man PS4 game, first of all, it'd be a little more modern if they did it that way. Like if they went back to the whole newspaper thing, I don't think that would really translate well.
No.
Yeah. Even they said the Daily Bugle's an internet site, right?
I think so.
Yeah. It was like kind of portrayed like it's like a, not like quite like an Alex Jones kind of thing, but like a more controversial like news website.
Right.
Like,
and that's how it was in Spider-Man PS4, right? Like he had a podcast and stuff.
Yeah, that he would talk about.
Yeah, I think if they do it that way, that would be really funny and I think modernized and cool.
Yeah.
I like when Spider-Man works for JJ. And calamity ensues.
It would be interesting if they went that route again and had him work for,
or like
JJ
be on a podcast with JJ, and then they just have a scene where just like they're bantering back and forth. That'd just be great.
Yeah. Where do you guys think they'll go next? Like with the films, like, do they have another one greenlit already?
So I think what happened was back when Sony and Marvel made the deal, sharing the Spider-Man character, that he would have, I think it was like 6 movies total, 2 of them being his solo films and the other 3 being, Civil War, Infinity War, and
he's been in 5 of them now, hasn't he?
Yeah. 2 Avengers, Civil War.
Maybe it was 5. I can't remember, but I thought, for some reason, I thought that the third Spider-Man movie was not going to be the, Marvel. Like, I think it was just Sony. I could be wrong, but I thought I heard that. But either way, I think that they should renew that contract because I think,
you can't turn back. You can't turn
well,
back.
I mean,
after
I think either way, they're always going to acknowledge that Spider-Man was a part of this Marvel universe, but not really acknowledge other characters. But just in terms of like being what's best for that character, I think Marvel has done a better job than Sony has with like, the Amazing Spider-Man movies.
Yeah.
Those were awful.
I still enjoyed them.
They were terrible.
I liked Emma Stone in them. I thought she was pretty good.
Yeah. I thought she was pretty good too.
That's the only reasons you like movies, is just lead girl.
No.
Pretty good.
No, I like movies for other things.
Like what?
Story and characters.
Plot.
Plot. Story.
The plot thickens.
Women.
So I think it'd be smart for both of the companies to renew that contract and just keep them. I think the contract is like Sony still gets all the profit from it, but it's Marvel's name or something.
Marvel will just buy Sony in a couple years.
Probably.
Man,
no, Disney will buy them.
Disney would own PlayStation then, because Sony owns.
So we could finally get that open world, like
That Kingdom Hearts
Winnie the
even
Pooh
more.
game. Just
Would you play as Winnie the Pooh or Christopher Robin?
Well, I think it'd be like a GTA thing where you like switch between characters, like you play like Tigger, Christopher Robin.
Would it be like that? What was
Big
that
Wet.
old game, the Fur Wars, or? Oh, it was an old game on like PlayStation and Nintendo 64, where you're a stuffed animal with like machine guns and like killing other stuffed animals.
I don't think I ever played that.
Oh, I don't remember what it was called. It was really fun.
Sounds
though.
awesome.
Yeah, it was really fun.
It was the bear. It was the bear,
It was
wasn't
like
it?
Fur Fighters,
Naughty
or
Bear?
Fur Wars,
Naughty
or-
Bear.
Naughty Bear
Was
on
it Naughty Bear?
Naughty Bear was
Maybe.
PS3.
I don't know. No,
Naughty
it was
Bear was
older.
like,
it was
you're
older than that.
Like a demonic bear that just like rips.
Well, you didn't get. I think the plot is you didn't get invited to the other bear's birthday party.
Oh,
So,
really?
like, you go kill them all.
No, yeah, it was definitely like in the PlayStation, Nintendo 64 era.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Then it's definitely
early,
not Naughty
early
Bear.
stuff.
I remember playing Naughty Bear for the first time. I'm like, what is this?
So yeah, anything else about Spider-Man?
No,
I loved the happy Aunt May.
Happy Aunt May stuff.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. That was
Yeah,
good.
Happy Hogan and Aunt May, I think, have a little fling going on.
Oh, I think it's
Happy
more.
Hogan might think it's a little bit more than that.
I hope it is more than that, honestly, because I thought
They both deserve some happiness.
well,
Dude, get a little happy.
I thought it was irritating that Aunt May's like, oh, it's just a summer fling. I'm like, dude, Happy's the best. Like
Aunt May is like out here just being a hoe. Like,
No, jeez, man.
leading on Happy
How
Hogan.
dare you say that
like,
about Aunt May?
She's leading him on. Like, it's clear she's playing him. Like,
She seems happy.
yeah.
He seems happy.
I'd have a summer fling with Aunt May.
He's literally
He's
happy.
literally happy.
Would you guys have a summer fling with Aunt May?
No.
I would.
I think she's happy with happy, so I wouldn't stand in between that.
Yeah. Leave it to Happy.
As soon as we left the theaters, acquaintance of the show, Colby, he was like, "I'm so glad they made Aunt May hot."
Yeah. What's her actress? Marissa Tomei.
Marissa Tomei.
I love that episode in Seinfeld when she's in it. They have Marissa Tomei play herself in an episode of Seinfeld.
Oh, really?
Yeah. George has like a crush on her, and she likes him, but George is like
funny.
engaged or whatever.
Oh yeah, that's when he's engaged.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't seen any of Seinfeld, so
It's a great
Oh,
show.
it's so funny.
I have to watch. I have too many shows that I need to watch.
Aren't you going through Mad Men right
I'm
now?
going through Mad Men right now.
You liking that?
It's pretty good. I'm only 2 episodes in.
It
but
gets a lot like after you get like through the first 4 or 5, and you kind of get used to like the pacing of it. It gets a lot better.
It gets a lot better.
Yeah.
I kind of noticed like all the characters are scumbags in their
Yes.
own right. It's
Yes.
pretty interesting. I've never had a show where all of them are just terrible people in different ways, but also have good qualities in
Yeah.
certain areas.
There's some really good emotional things with some of the characters, like when you see them kind of at their most vulnerable and stuff, because like they're all portrayed as like, I mean, they're bad kind of people, but they're all like portrayed as human. You know, like they're not just like
They're
completely
human. They're
evil.
not
They're not
cheesy
bad people,
cartoon
like-
villains. They're actual people that just make bad choices.
Yeah, and it's not like any of them are like devious. It's like nobody's like, it's not like you're watching, you know, like Breaking Bad where they're like killing people and make like, you know, it's like they're like just, it's human mistakes, like infidelity or like, you know, alcohol abuse and like scummy business decisions and stuff. It's really good.
I think it's Dave's favorite show.
It's mine too.
That's saying a lot.
favorite show, like better than Game of
favorite.
Thrones?
Yep, better than Game of Thrones. Better than
Wow.
Breaking Bad. I think it's my dad's favorite TV show, and I think my mom's as well. So
Wow.
yeah,
That's big
as far
shoes.
as dramas go,
Dramas go.
What's your favorite comedy?
it's like a tie between like Seinfeld and Always Sunny.
Yeah.
They're just too good.
I think the last Sunny episode that I watched, I can't remember exactly what it was, but Charlie and Frank were trying to like distract this woman or something from, I think it was Dennis,
Oh,
or no, it was something like that. And anyway, Charlie is pretending to be like this millionaire guy, and Frank is driving the limo. And they're trying to just distract this woman
somebody's
from
just
something.
vomiting.
Yeah, and then Charlie just like throws up a bunch of blood on this woman because I guess he like took some, I don't know, some medicine that makes you throw up a bunch of blood.
Oh no.
That show, like the difference. Like I think Seinfeld's more consistently funny,
Yeah,
episode to episode, but like when Always Sunny is hilarious, it's like the funniest stuff you'll ever.
well, Seinfeld definitely isn't as absurd and crazy as
Yeah.
Always Sunny is. Always Sunny has some like really just
Way
whack
up, yeah.
episodes.
Messed up.
And Seinfeld accomplishes a lot more while still being like TV PG.
Right, yeah. Well, and just the fact that like they're, you know, I guess their mission as a TV show is like the show's about just everyday
Meandering.
things. You know, yeah, it's not like a. I think David talked about this before. It's not just a show that, you know, hits all the stereotypical episodes.
Nope. Yeah, there's very few that are like most sitcom, like even like The Office or like Parks and Rec. It's like, oh, this is gonna be the
Right,
here's
this
the
is-
Christmas episode.
This is the breakup episode.
yeah.
But yeah.
It's brilliant.
Yep. Plus George is just
George is my
hilarious.
favorite. George is the show in my opinion. Like he makes it like he's just such a degenerate. Like, it's so awesome.
Yeah, he's great.
I just love how shallow all of them are too.
Yeah,
Like,
they're pretty bad people.
yeah, they're terrible.
Whenever I think of Seinfeld, I think of that Fine Bros episode where
Does Seinfeld hold up?
Yeah, does Seinfeld hold up? It has like an insane amount of dislikes.
Oh yeah,
like,
it's a terrible it's a terrible video.
Everybody misses the point of every single scene in that show. It's like it's mind blowing how they just don't get the humor nowadays.
Yeah, I think that would probably be like a deal breaker for me, like friendship or like relationship wise. If like I met somebody, they're like, yeah,
I don't like Seinfeld.
I don't like Seinfeld. Like I'd be like, okay,
see ya.
Like I can
you. There's a front
I
door.
can like forgive like that you haven't seen because I didn't watch it till probably like didn't even start watching until probably a year ago. But like if somebody was like, yep, I've watched a couple seasons of Seinfeld and I just don't think it's funny, I'd be like, okay, something's wrong with you. Like
it's that undisputedly.
I
funny.
would say it's objectively funny.
Really?
I would go out and say like it's objectively like
I think so.
It's just literally like hilarious. Like I could understand if somebody didn't like Always Sunny. Like
yeah,
if I showed that to some like my dad kind of likes it. I don't think my mom would find it funny.
Right.
I don't think like my sister would find it funny. But like everybody I know that's watched Seinfeld's like, yeah, that's.
Well, I
funny.
think it just goes back to like how relatable that show is. Like I've been in that situation before. I've been in a situation where I can't remember where I parked in a parking garage.
They do a whole episode about that.
Yeah, and that's like the whole episode.
They do a whole episode when they're just wandering around a parking garage.
Or like waiting to be seated at a Chinese restaurant.
The whole episode's just them in this Chinese restaurant waiting to get seated, and they're just talking about. They're like, should we go? Should we keep waiting? Like, if we're gonna miss the movie, like it's like, all right, this is very relatable.
Like, I think I know that person. Who is that?
I don't want to talk to them though. Like,
I don't remember their name.
Yeah, it's so good.
Yeah, it's a great show.
I'll have to watch it after Mad Men.
Yeah,
it's funny because the humor and like situational stuff, it's not dated at all, but the rest of the show is pretty dated. Like it's very 90s.
Well, it's all fun.
But,
like they're always on they're
right. They're always on a payphone. Like even like just the music of the shows, you know, the plunky bass,
the attire, the stuff they wear, like
yeah. The dad jeans and stuff.
Dude, I think, man, George's dad cracks me up. He's so funny. I just love when he just loses it. He just yells all the time.
Yeah, he and his wife have such a funny relationship.
They're so funny. Yeah.
Anything else about Spider-Man?
Wow.
I don't know. I hope they bring Mysterio.
So many rabbit trails.
I hope they bring Mysterio back.
Oh,
I think they will.
Yeah.
Even now that I know that he got shot, I still don't think he's dead.
Jake Gyllenhaal's too good to just write off of the
for
MCU.
one movie. Like
he was the best actor in that film. 100%.
Well, I think like as much as I love the Raimi Spider-Man films, I think that's one of their kind of mistakes, in my opinion, that they always killed off the villain. Like it would have been really cool to see William Dafoe back as the Green Goblin.
Yeah,
but it's like
or
like,
Topher Grace back as Venom and Spider-Man 4.
Yeah, they made the right choice for that one. Or like
you need to stop.
He's probably the best villain in the Spider-Man.
No. Doc Ock.
Definitely Sandman.
Sandman's pretty good. That was kind of weirded me out though.
No,
Weirded you out?
I like
too sad.
I like the new Green Goblin, Harry Osborn's character. Thought he was the best villain.
James Franco.
On Spider-Man 3?
Yeah, Spider-Man.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Oh, no.
Like,
Sorry.
wow.
Sorry. No. Oh, gosh, no.
Bad.
I saw him and I was like, oh my gosh, you were the worst designed villain I have ever seen. I thought Electro was a little like shaky on his design.
Electro. Jamie Foxx.
I'm Electro. Electro.
Dude,
he's like
so
the
bad.
dubstep villain.
He sucked.
Yeah.
He sucked, dude.
That whole movie sucked.
Yeah.
It was awful.
Interesting. I liked it at the time. And then
I hated it at the time.
I
hate it
with
now.
You. I saw it with you, and I was like,
You did?
Yeah. I think
We saw it in
with
theaters?
you. Yeah, we saw it in theaters. Didn't we?
Sure.
Can't remember.
This moment clearly didn't have as much of an impact.
I think I tried to
on
block
Mick's
it from my
life.
memory because it was such a terrible movie.
I liked it when I watched it, I think. But I was a small child.
Didn't see
You were
it
like
together.
5, weren't you?
Yeah, I was maybe 5.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Maybe.
Wait, how old are you?
I'm 12 now.
Oh, I didn't know you were Colby's age.
Yeah.
You're 12, live on your own, full-time
I know,
job.
full-time, it's stressful.
You're really just getting a head start in life.
Yeah.
Wow.
Got chest hair.
Yeah, dude. Like, what's going on? Yeah. I think they will bring him back.
I hope so.
Like him and... Well, because I think they're moving towards, like, the Sinister Six stuff. And they already have...
Birdman.
They already have Birdman.
Yeah.
They have the Scorpion guy.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, was he the guy that was in prison at the end of?
He was actually in some of the action parts of the film, like on the boat. He was the guy that got hit by the car.
Oh, okay.
And thrown off the end.
Did he do much with his scorpion suit though, or was that?
No, nothing was shown. There was a couple lines about like, when are you gonna get to the Gargan suit or whatever, or something like that.
Oh, okay.
Mac Gargan, I think is the character's name. And so they have those two. They have, I'm assuming, Mysterio.
I hope so, because I remember Oliver was really excited, which Oliver's the friend of the podcast, I think.
Is he a friend of the podcast? I feel like
he's
more
just-
like an
He's my
acquaintance.
best friend.
He's just
not
of the podcast.
of the podcast.
He's a friend of the show.
Of
Friend
the
of the friend of the show. Okay, fair enough. So he was texting me. He was like, "Oh my gosh, I'm so excited! They're getting the Sinister Six together." And I don't think he's seen this movie. And Mysterio's part of the Sinister Six, right?
It's a interchanging.
It's interchanging.
Cast, as long as
Okay.
there's six, yeah.
Yeah,
And they're sinister.
It's really
They're
funny
sinister.
because if he does die, I think Oliver's gonna be really disappointed.
Yeah.
I just think he's too good of a character,
To waste.
and
on
you
one
could do a
movie.
lot more with him.
Especially with Jake Gyllenhaal.
Yeah.
Like, he's a great actor.
What's going on, dude? Like you're getting a little.
Dude, I love
sweaty.
October Sky.
Broke my man.
Not that one.
I heard it's a great movie.
You should watch it.
I mean, yeah, it got nominated for an Oscar, right?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
Cowboy movie.
Cowboy. I want to be a cowboy, baby.
Yeehaw.
I want to play Red Dead Redemption 2 again.
I kind of want to play it again too.
I just that Arthur Morgan character is so good.
So good.
Yeah, Arthur Morgan's a good character.
It's like probably like one of the best video game characters.
Probably, yeah.
I would even go on a limb and say like just
Best
in-
Rockstar character.
I would say best Rockstar
Definitely,
character. I
yeah,
would say also
yeah.
like probably. I mean, just in work of fiction, just in general, probably up there.
Yeah.
I would say
Really?
that game's story rivaled. I feel like some of the greatest movies and books.
Well, yeah, especially if you play the character the way the story is like naturally goes.
Yeah,
If you're a scumbag at first and then kind
Right.
of start
It's-
moving
I don't-
towards...
I wasn't.
When did this game come out? Last year?
last
Yeah,
year.
2017.
That's probably fine to talk about it
2018.
now.
2018. Yeah, 2018.
It's fine to talk about it now, right?
I mean,
Probably, I would. I mean, it's
Yeah.
a long game.
It's been a long
if you're
time.
if you're playing Red Dead and you haven't played it yet, like you're not gonna finish it because you got so
Right.
much to
It's
do.
been out for
Like,
forever.
it's been
So,
out.
yeah, that character, he starts off kind of like scummy outlaw, like look out for number one type of mentality. And towards the end of the game, he does kind of a 180 and does like the right thing. And, you know,
Sole mission is to get John like
Right.
a new life.
right.
Get the people he cares about to safety, and
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's such a good character arc,
Yeah.
especially because they take their time with it. Like, 'cause the
Oh,
game's-
they
the game's
definitely
like
take their
60
time.
hours. Their game's like 60 hours long.
Yeah. It's a grind, but it's a good one.
Especially the first couple chapters, I felt like
I
was
love the
just
first couple chapters.
really like
I just thought it set
mean-
the tone perfectly because it
Yeah.
makes it seem like at first, like I love that, like the first couple chapters makes it like, oh wow, we're an outlaw gang. This is all cool. You know, it's like the missions are a little bit more happy-go-lucky
Right.
structured, and then like there's a mission. And I'm not gonna spoil like who dies, but like you're walking through this town and like
Spoil it.
one of these characters, one of your gang members just gets like his head blown off.
Yeah. And it's like completely
sudden,
random.
It's abrupt. There's no moment of like, oh my gosh, this character's dead. Like it's just gunfire erupts. You don't come back to that character's body for like, you know, till the gunfight's over.
I'd like to welcome Dave on the podcast. Hey,
Oh,
Dave.
David.
David
Are you guys
Parker.
recording?
Yeah.
What's up, bro?
Oh, sorry. I just finished seeing Spider-Man. but
Spider-Man.
Oh.
I'll talk to you guys later, I guess.
Oh, hey, do you want to give us your opinion on it really quick?
I thought it was one of the best Spider-Man movies.
Yeah.
what I
Wow.
like to hear.
A round of applause
That's
for
the right
Dave.
answer.
I'll let you guys keep recording, but I'll talk to you guys later.
Yeah, we'll call you when we're done.
Here, I'll put the phone in front of the other mic.
No, I'll talk to you guys later.
Oh, it's good. We got it. We make it work. Like to welcome
The guest appearance
friend
by
of the show, Dave.
Friend of the show.
Actually, he'll probably
Member
be mad
of
if
the
I
show.
say friend
Yeah,
of the show.
member of the show.
Member-
our editor, our lowly
Editor,
editor.
the man behind the man's, Dave. That was Dave.
Dave.
David Parker.
Yep.
Yeah.
Without Dave, we'd be nothing.
Yeah, because I would not try to figure out how to post this.
I wouldn't either.
I would not care. I'd probably just record them, hit a button, and be like, all right, there it is. Like,
It worked.
yeah. Yeah. Play Red Dead. It's a good game.
Yeah.
I went and saw another movie.
Oh, no.
Well, before we move on, out of 10,
for
Spider-Man,
Spider-Man?
Far From Home.
Give it an 8. 8 out of 10.
I would agree with an 8.
I would say 8.5, 9, somewhere in there. It was really good. I think I liked it better than Homecoming.
It's too high, Michael. It's too high.
I always.
What did you give it, Will?
An 8. Same as you. It's too high.
I can't remember Homecoming that much.
Homecoming, I'd give like a 7. I think Far From Home was like a good step above Homecoming.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
I will say in the third movie, I hope that they really do like New York City stuff, because that seems like a kind of a crucial part to the character of Spider-Man.
They haven't done.
Is New York City, and they really haven't done anything New York City. And the post-credit scene kind of gave me hope for that, because it took place in the actual
middle of
city.
New York.
Yeah.
Right. So I hope they do it that way.
I feel like the game did that the best out of any, like the Spider-Man PS4 game
Yeah.
did it the best out of any Spider-Man movie.
Yeah.
That was one of the best Spider-Man stories,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think.
The pacing was funky, but overall.
So user error.
It's your fault, Landon, for not liking the pacing.
It's my fault for getting like all the side stuff basically first.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so I went the night before Spider-Man. I went out with Ben Stewart, who's not here today, and friend of the show Jordan, and acquaintance of the show Colby. We went and saw Midsommar or Midsommar or whatever.
Midsommar. Is there an umlaut somewhere?
I don't know. It's spelled weird. It's spelled like Swedish. It's the second film by Ari Aster, I believe, the guy that made Hereditary, which is, in my opinion, one of the best horror movies ever made. And it's a horrifying film, Midsommar. Like,
Something you never see.
I liked the movie. I don't think I can recommend it to that many people, though, because...
Would you recommend it to me?
I don't think so.
Okay,
no.
thanks.
I wouldn't recommend it to Will. I wouldn't recommend it to my family. If you're a fan of like really slow burn horror films, that also it's like Hereditary. I don't know if we've talked about it on the show, but it takes like a more like relatable, like real life kind of tragedy and intertwines it with something horrifying that like starts happening to these people. It's about this college age girl who has a family tragedy happen to her sister and her parents, and she has a boyfriend of like 3 or 4 years, and their relationship at the start of the film is already rocky. Like, she's really kind of needy because she's going through a lot of, even before the stuff happens to her family, she's going through like a lot of stress because her sister's bipolar. So she's kind of needy with the boyfriend, always calling him, always like, you know, needing attention and stuff, which is understandable. But he's at this point where all his friends are like, basically like, you need to dump this chick, you know, break up with her, move on. Like, you know, we're going on this trip to Sweden in a few months. Like, there's gonna be all these hot Swedish chicks. Like, get rid of the girlfriend. Let's move on. So he's like about ready to break up with her. Then this tragedy happens to her, so then he feels like I can't break up with her. This is too wrong to do that. Yeah. So then they end up bringing her on the trip to Sweden, which it's the couple, 2 of their friends, and then a third friend who is from this Swedish community in the rural Sweden. That like it's a cult. Like, it's like a,
I can see where this is going. Like,
it's kind of like, it's like a pagan cult, and they're like invited to come do their summer solstice festival.
Yeah.
A lot of psychedelic drugs are taken, and like ceremonies start happening, and then like stuff just goes absolutely nuts for the people involved. Like, and it is extremely graphic. It's not a happy movie.
they all died.
I'm not gonna spoil it, like, but like, if you like these kind of movies, you should go in pretty blind. Like, I'd probably say don't even watch the trailer. Don't, you know, just go in knowing that you're gonna probably feel sick at the end of the movie. But like,
I will literally go in blind. folded.
But the film's imagery, like the way it's filmed, the way it's shot, is really good. The use of the music and everything, and the setting is awesome because it's like most horror movies, like it's dark, it's always foreboding, and this movie, like probably 95% of the movie takes place in like bright daylight in beautiful Sweden. All these happy people are around. It's all bright. They're all wearing white clothing. It's all happy music. But then like all these just terrible things like start happening.
It's impressive to make a scary movie without like scary lighting.
And I'll say the movie isn't actually. It's not really scary.
It's just terrifying.
It's
disturbing.
It was disturbing because it's a pagan cult, but there's not much actually that supernatural happens. It's like one of those things where it's like I could actually kind of see something like this happening. Like, there's probably somewhere in the world where there's some people that live like this.
Well, now I'm really not going to watch this
No,
movie.
don't. I don't think you would like it. I don't think you would like it. I would probably myself give it like a 7.5 out of 10.
Did you like it better than Hereditary?
No, I liked Hereditary more. Hereditary was like more of like I guess of the theme of the movie. Like Hereditary, like the theme I guess would be like of like a broken family trying to deal with like grief. And I guess the theme of Midsommar would kind of be like a breakdown of like a relationship between two people. So I don't know. I'd say if you're a fan of those kind of movies that are like really just disturbing, but they have like some good kind of themes in there and like are horrifying to watch, like give it a watch. But just know you're gonna.
Great.
I think me and Michael are good.
I just wanted to give it its 2 minutes. I wish Ben was here to bounce off. I think he enjoyed the film quite a bit too, and I think Colby and Jordan did as well. They were horrified. There was a lot of moments where like I was sitting next to Colby and like I would look over and Colby, you can't see this, but Colby would have like both his hands on his head, like kind of like, and then I mean there's some moments where like I'd lean over and be like, what the bleep is happening right now? Like
I just don't understand enjoyment of movies like that.
I like the unsettling nature of it. Like I like watching something where it's like it's unsettling, but it's not cheap. Nothing in the movie felt cheap. Like like you watch some of those movies that come out, like the
Annabelle comes out. Child's Play.
Yeah, like it's like there's gonna be it's gonna have dumb tricks, like scary music. Oh, jump scare, boom! Oh, you're scared now. Like it's like okay, this is like there's no jump scares in the entire film, and there's no like, oh my gosh, they're being chased. Like
right.
It's just like
they tripped and fell. And,
like this is just like this is something that is extremely screwed up that's happening. And all the people involved, like it felt very real, like a real kind of horror.
Well,
go watch it.
I'll steer away from that movie.
Yeah, more akin to like The Shining rather than.
Yeah, like The Shining. Like The Shining, I don't think there's any jump scares in The Shining.
No,
and also in common, it's a long film. The movie was like 2.5 hours long, which is not common for horror movies.
I was gonna say that's a long run,
which
time
is impressive. I mean, some
movie.
people might find it boring because I mean, it's a slow burn. It's not like it's like it's bloodbath from the beginning or anything. Like it's like The Shining. It takes its time, and The Shining like slowly building, and then like the last 20-30 minutes of The Shining are just absolutely nuts.
Yep.
Have you seen The Shining, Will?
Yeah, I have.
I still haven't.
That's
seen
a great film.
I've not seen it.
Yes. So if you want to see a horror movie, you should either watch The Shining or It.
It's good.
It's pretty standard. It's like
it's more like I almost don't even consider it a horror movie.
Really?
Yeah, like I mean, it is a horror, but it's almost more like that kind of like coming of age kind of set in the backdrop of a horror.
Yeah, I feel like it'd still be a horror movie though.
Yeah,
like but
there's a demented clown.
You're
It's
right
a horror movie.
in that it focuses really on character development.
Yep.
Which makes it so fantastic.
Yeah. And it's not super dark either. It's not like you're not gonna like walk out of that being like, oh my gosh, that was so messed up. Like
afraid of storm drains now.
Yeah. It's a little bit more of a happy horror movie, I guess.
Well, maybe the second one's coming out soon, so
I'm excited. I'm excited for the second one.
Well, have you guys watched any of the Stranger Things 3 yet?
No. We'll probably. I hope. Have you watched any of it?
I haven't. I was gonna watch it last night when we got home from eating in the movie, but I was just too tired to do anything.
Yeah. Well, maybe I'll try to watch some definitely this week, and we can.
I haven't seen any Stranger Things except like the first 5 episodes of the first season, or maybe first 7. How many episodes are in the first?
I think it's 8.
It's like 8 or something.
So first 6 episodes I've watched.
Man, you gotta
catch
you stop? It's so good.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Yeah.
Pretty,
I'll have
good. Pretty good.
Oh, great.
You're gonna get the friend of the show status revoked.
You're about to be acquaintance of the show, Will.
Yeah,
Oh, boy.
you're gonna get banned from the show.
Yeah, we should watch it and then talk about it next week.
Yeah. I think, I don't know if I could watch all 8 in a week. I could probably make it happen, though.
You could.
I could definitely.
Just
You
do
could.
one, like 2 in one night, like tomorrow on Sunday.
Watch
2
it
in
5
one,
tomorrow.
Two tomorrow.
Yeah, just
and
binge
then
them all tomorrow.
One for every night.
Yeah.
One for every day.
I could probably make that happen.
You definitely could. Just cut down on your Days Gone time.
Yeah. Sony Benz. Game of the year.
Gosh,
Game
not
of the
this,
year.
not
Days
this.
Gone.
Have you played any of it, Will?
No, but I refuse to play it now, just on principle.
Oh, now
Just
you know
because
how it feels.
Landon
Now you know
drools
how
all
it
over
feels.
it.
Here's
Now you know how it
this.
feels.
Here's this. I will
you play Persona.
Yes,
exactly.
exactly.
No,
I'm putting out another Persona.
I'm not gonna play.
I'm
not gonna play your dumb game.
Don't you own Persona, though?
Yes, he owns.
own the
Persona.
Steelbook.
He owns the Steelbook. I am so jealous of that Steelbook because the Steelbook looks amazing.
It's
Like,
collecting dust on the shelf.
Why did you buy it?
I liked Persona 4. I liked Persona before it was cool.
okay, you know what?
Is it cool?
Actually,
now.
the fifth one sold like 2.7
Then why didn't you
million
play it?
copies.
I played some of it at first, and it was at a bad time. Like,
Bad time.
So why don't you play it again?
I gotta restart. I'm like 5 hours in or something. Or 10
then
hours.
just
Perfect.
continue.
Aren't you looking for a single player game after Days Gone?
Yeah, I don't. That's like a slower paced game though. Like,
Is it?
takes like thought. Like I can play Days Gone. I don't have to think. Like,
Well,
Gun
yeah,
stuff
that's fair.
down,
There's
you
a
know.
lot of narrative in Persona 5. There's
there's
just
some
like
narrative in Days Gone.
sure.
Pretty good. The writing, the dialogue, so good.
Oh my gosh.
So, Will, is your hatred of Days Gone just based on how much Landon drools all over it?
No,
or-
because I'd actually consider playing it if it wasn't for like it just personally doesn't interest me because it looks like just another like it doesn't like it looks like it's got a crafting system that's already been used. This could be me just being judgmental because
I think it is.
it's got a crafting system that's already
Every game has
used. It's got
crafting
a
system.
But you really liked Horizon Zero Dawn, right?
yeah. I thought it was okay.
It's kind of
It's not as good as Horizon.
well, no, but I'm saying like the mechanics are really similar.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
I
a
guess.
It's a third person open world shooter / action adventure. Like, it's
And
not that-
Sony does those games really
yeah,
well.
They're fun. Like the missions are fun. I mean, it's nothing like it's nothing unique, but it's like it
Yeah,
doesn't need to. You know,
It's one of those if it ain't broke.
yeah.
don't fix it.
The
I
formula
guess
works fine. Like,
because I mean, if I had a choice to play Days Gone or play some other game I'm playing right now, then I'd probably like the games I'm playing. Like, I have like I'm playing through Persona 3 right now, and then I have to play Final Fantasy 10. If I had to choose between
have
those
to?
those games, I don't have to, but I want to play those two games, Final Fantasy 10, Persona 3. I would rather play those games and not spend more money on Days Gone.
no, I understand that. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think
It's-
I have Final Fantasy 10. I never opened it though.
Yeah. Final
Is it a
Fantasy
steelbook also?
No. It's so irritating that you have that steelbook. Like
Dude, I pre-ordered it.
that's
man.
literally like my favorite game.
I almost.
Well,
bought
didn't you like offer to buy it from him?
Yeah, I offered to buy it for him for like $20.
No, dude, that's such a no.
Dude, it's the difference between the regular edition and the steelbook edition is $20.
I know, but like then I don't have the steelbook.
yeah, you have $20 more on a
That's
game you'll never play.
I
Landon,
guess
do you
m-
collect
money-
steelbook
Money
stuff?
is tight, so I guess $20.
$20 is $20.
Yeah,
Do you collect steelbook stuff?
I do like the steelbook video games.
What else do you have?
I got No Man's Sky.
I have No Man's Sky too.
That's
It's-
like I played that game for 5 minutes, I think, or maybe 20 minutes, and
gosh.
it crashed like twice in 30 minutes. And I was like, "Yeah, I'm done." Like I don't think I put
it's
it. in.
over. Yeah. It was just a different game than I was expecting. It's more of that grindy like
It was not
Simulation.
what they said it was gonna be. And let's just
Yeah.
leave it at that before I start swearing.
yeah.
I have, I have Persona 5, Steelbook, not Days Gone, No Man's Sky, Red Dead Redemption 2. Those might be the only three. Uncharted 4. Uncharted 4 Steelbook, which that one's a pretty cool Steelbook.
Do you think they'll make
Dang,
more
I'm
Uncharted
jealous.
games?
I think so. Eventually, I don't think it'll be about Nathan Drake though. I think he'll probably play his daughter. Spoilers.
That game came out like what, 2015?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think so.
Yeah,
It's been a while.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
They could do like they could just do like prequel stuff though, as him like as a younger guy, because they've done that like in what the past 2 games. they'd done
Some Flash.
some flashback stuff. I could easily see them.
I'd almost
don't
rather
know.
play as his daughter at this point. Like go to the future. You know,
I don't know.
Old Nate
I mean, it
Drake,
depends.
you know?
I don't really know the character that well, but the Nathan Drake character is the main reason why I like.
He'd still be in it. You just wouldn't be playing as him.
But that's the thing.
He'd be
though,
like a Sully kind of guy.
That'd
I don't know if I'd like.
or maybe
that
you
as much.
alternate between Nate Drake and somebody else.
Yeah.
Because I played Uncharted Lost Legacy.
I need to finish that.
It was fun, but it didn't feel like Uncharted because you weren't playing as Nathan Drake. The
Yeah.
Chloe character is amazing and fun too, but it's different.
Yeah.
It's missing that.
Well, what if she had some of that Nate Drake in her? Or like
She does, but it's not.
no, I mean like the daughter. Like, what if they made her like?
Oh,
It's like, wow, this is like it really feels like this is Nathan Drake's daughter.
I mean, if they do it like that, then I guess. But I mean,
Do
you already
do
have.
Do you hate women?
You already have Nathan Drake.
Do you hate women?
It'll just
I love
depend on how
women.
well Nathan Drake's daughter is
Landon,
written.
I love
That's all.
women. Landon, I love women. Friggin' jerk. Gosh dang. I just said I liked the Chloe character.
I know. I'm just
dang.
being
Piece
stupid.
of poop.
Landon throwing out accusations over here. Like,
Jeez.
who do you think you are? Anyway, it'll just depend on how well Nathan Drake's daughter's
Yeah.
written.
Yeah.
That's just
Nathan-
where it seemed like they were taking it. Like
I agree.
with the end of
I agree.
4, like,
but I love the
yeah.
Nathan Drake character so much.
Yeah, Nathan Drake and Elena, they have really good
Yeah.
chemistry. I thought they were always awesome throughout the 4 games.
Yeah.
What you smiling about, Landon?
I like Chloe too.
You like
I felt
Chloe?
like her and Nathan Drake had some good chemistry.
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
Man, you're a Chloe kind of guy.
No, I like Elena more, but I mean
Yeah.
Chloe.
Okay. Yeah. Fair enough.
I like Chloe.
Chloe's pretty cool. Mick likes women.
I do. Gosh,
Gosh,
hate
dang
you.
Yeah.
Gosh.
Shuckies.
Yeah. Yuckies.
Hotkeys, yeah, Hotkeys.
A new cereal by Landon Browning.
The Hotkeys podcast. You can change it to that. We should change it to the
Oh,
Hotkeys.
yeah.
No, we're never doing that.
Welcome
mean,
to the Hotkeys
As
podcast.
long as Dave lives, it will never change from Hotkeys podcast.
Yeah.
Like as long as Dave's
It's not
alive,
gonna live forever.
I think Dave's gonna outlive all of us.
Probably.
probably.
He's like scientifically figured out a way to
Yeah.
live forever.
It's like if I edit this video just right, I could live 5 more years.
Oh man. Okay. Anything else you guys want to talk about before we wrap up?
I think I'm good. I mean, go see Spider-Man.
Yeah. Go see Spider-Man.
Probably
well,
don't go. Probably don't.
hopefully
go
you've
see
listened or watched it already.
See-
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't go see Midsommar.
Go see it again.
Yeah,
Go see Spider-Man
yeah,
again.
Go see Midsommar with. Don't take a girlfriend to Midsommar. If you're in a relationship, and you feel like it's like
It's a boys'
maybe-
night.
Yeah, like if you're in a relationship, you don't feel like it's going super great. Like, don't take your girlfriend to Midsommar.
Yeah.
Just don't do it. Just don't do it.
Just don't do it.
Just don't do it.
Don't
man.
do it.
Don't do it, man.
Want to say why?
Just because it's like you wouldn't take your girlfriend to go see Gone Girl, like, like you know, it's like there's certain things you don't want. Like I've always wanted to do that. Like if I get invited to like a wedding, like I don't like the people getting married. Like my wedding gift's like a cheap DVD copy of Gone Girl. Just like wedding gift. Like,
Oh gosh.
The Crocodile Dundee soundtrack.
what? Have you seen Gone Girl? This is
I haven't.
you should watch it. That's a good movie.
Yeah.
Don't watch it with your wife. Unless you guys are like really rock solid.
Do you guys want to talk about the PlayStation thing at all?
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
real
Okay.
quick.
Yeah, we can talk about it really quick.
There was enough outcry on the PlayStation Plus games of the month, which it's the PlayStation Plus games of July were going to be Pro Evolution Soccer 2019.
Which everybody was looking forward to.
And what was the other one?
It's something Turbo, Horizon
bad,
Turbo.
right? Like it's a bad.
It was a
card.
racing game, right?
It was a racing game
That
that
still came
nobody
out.
cares about.
I downloaded it and it was awful.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was bad. Dave was like, "We should download it and play it together." I was like, "Okay." Download it. First of all, not multiplayer online,
How do you release a racing
no.
game without it having online
I don't know.
multiplayer?
but it was basically like the old like Nintendo racing games. Like that's how it felt. Just better graphics.
Like cruising the world.
Yeah,
I
just
love that
terrible.
game.
Oh, no. But anyway, so it was Pro Evolution Soccer, which was like, no.
Nobody wanted that.
99% of people were like, there's that 1% of FIFA players that
Right.
were like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited to try something other than FIFA.
Finally, it's free.
If all you play is FIFA, you've already bought in it too. Like you know, if all you do is play soccer games, you probably already own.
Probably
the
already
game.
own it.
Like,
Yep. But anyway, so we were like, what the heck, Sony? Like, come on. Like, I left a dislike on the video. You know,
Oh, damn.
I don't usually dislike videos.
Put your foot down.
The one I do is PlayStation Plus games that are really bad. So basically, there was enough outcry on that to change Pro Evolution Soccer as the game of the month to Detroit Become Human, which is a pretty good game. I haven't played it.
It's great.
It's great.
Yeah.
I've heard really good things about it from friends and other friends and online and people I don't know. But
You could just say everybody.
everybody. Okay, fair enough. Everybody. And I don't think this has ever happened before where they actually changed the game of the month because
Of outcry.
Well,
we switched it pretty right before.
Yeah,
That was like
the day,
last minute,
I think the
wasn't
day
it?
it came out,
Yeah.
the Plus games came out. It was just Detroit Become Human Digital Deluxe Edition, which comes with Heavy Rain, is free.
Heavy Rain's really good.
Yeah, I haven't finished Heavy Rain.
The graphics are a little dated at this point.
Controls are really hard for
Yeah,
me. I feel like I'm playing a stale piece of bread. It really sucks.
the controls aren't much better in Detroit. They're a little bit better, but it's still.
Is it the same company that made both of them?
Yeah, it's Quantic Dreams, I think.
Quantum Dream. Yeah.
Yeah.
They also play. I also have Beyond. I have all three of them. Beyond
I
Two
do too,
Souls. It was free, I think, for 1 month. So I have it downloaded.
Oh yeah, I think I don't know. I think I bought. It might have been free 1 month because I think I have it too.
Yeah. So I have all three of them for free.
I haven't played Beyond Two Souls or whatever. I heard that one was the weakest of their 3 games.
That's what I heard too.
But Heavy Rain's good. So is Detroit. Really good. Like you would like it, Mick. It's like a Telltale game. Like if
I gotta play
if
it.
Telltale's like if their games are like like a TV show, like as far as production value,
Right.
like Detroit's like a AAA like movie, like a
I
big
like
budget,
the sound of that.
good story, good characters, really tense. Like because it actually has like unlike the Telltale games where like
Consequences.
yeah, like Telltale, there's no consequences for your actions in Telltale. Like
You could lose a friend.
yeah, but like it doesn't like
And then they get lost anyway later on in the game.
yeah.
Oh, they're gonna die already. Okay.
Yeah, like Detroit, like there's one character that you play that can die at any point in the game, and then their storyline's just done. Like if you mess up, like you can mess up at the very
Is it the
beginning.
main character? Then the game's just over in like 5
Well,
minutes.
you play,
there's three
play
main
three.
characters.
So like there's one of the characters that can just die. Like in the first 5 minutes of playing them, if you don't do it right, they're dead, and then like that storyline, all their stuff's just out. I'm pretty sure.
That's stressful.
Yeah. And there's multiple different endings. I felt like I got a pretty good one. I botched one of the characters a little bit at the end. Yeah, I made a mistake.
You seem pretty sad about it.
I did feel bad.
Why don't you platinum and replay the platinum game?
Games like that. I would like to replay it at some point, but I have a hard time like replaying a game like that because it's like I kind of am at the same point where I'm like that was my experience. You know, like that was my version of the game. Like so, if I go back, and play it again, it kind of cheapens the first outcome a little bit. It's not like a 999 that we talk about where it's like there's multiple endings, but you're supposed to like to get the full story, you have to get the right ending. Like this one more feels like it's like this is just my ending. It's like replaying a Telltale game. Like I don't know if I would ever. I don't know how you feel, Mick, but like I don't think I'd ever replay.
I've replayed them just because I like. I mean, I guess kind of going against your point of getting a different story. I like the fact that you can get different outcomes from each playthrough you do.
Yeah.
And I've played through the Walking Dead ones twice now.
Okay.
And I've tried to play it differently. Like my first run through of those games was I'm playing this the way I would feel like I would do it, and if I was that character.
Yeah.
And trying to be a good person.
Yeah.
And especially with when you play Clementine in the second one, just that's such a good character, wanting to, do what's best for her and stuff. But in my second run through, I was like, yeah, why not? Just, I'll kill that person. I'll be a jerk. It was kind of fun to see the different, reactions you can get from other characters and where the story goes and that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Maybe I'd replay Detroit then. Maybe I just wait a while, like till it's like I can't remember it that well.
Yeah. I still need to beat the last season of Walking Dead.
I have the last two. I only played the first 2 seasons.
The third one was okay. The third one you play a different character altogether.
Oh.
And the art style also changed. It was a little weird.
Is Clementine in it?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
But you don't. You play Clementine like a couple times, but it's like really small amounts.
Oh, okay.
But the fourth one, you play Clementine again.
Oh, okay. I need to finish that. I need to play season 2 of Batman.
Oh yeah,
Which those are probably the best Batman games.
they're so good.
The best Batman games, better than the Arkham.
I think so. The story is
The
so
story, yeah.
Wow.
good. Yeah.
I thought Arkham City was really, really
the Arkham
good.
games are great, but like these are even like because you actually get to play Bruce Wayne too.
Yep.
Yeah.
And just the like we said, the story of those games and the fact that you can like control where the story goes.
Yeah.
The problem I have with sorry I interrupted, but the problem I have with the Batman
Better be sorry. Freaking punk.
Friend of the show.
Whoa, wow, where did that?
I'm slowly
I don't know what's happening.
I'm slowly degrading to Colby's level.
It'll take you a while before you get down there.
Okay.
I feel like you can redeem yourself by the end of this episode.
Okay. Here's my shot of
You have
redemption.
5 minutes.
I really wish that they give you more time to make like dialogue choices because I played a little bit of the first Batman game and I couldn't read all the options because I might be a little slower of a reader than normal.
Get good.
Get
good at reading.
Get gooder.
So I would read 2 of them, but then there'd be 4 of them, and then the time would be almost up, and then I'd panic, and then I'd make a decision that I didn't like, and then I'd be sad. And
I
then
guess
would
guess
cry.
the reason why I like it, and I think the reason why they do it that way, is because they're trying to put you in the moment of the character. Like in a real conversation, you wouldn't have 5 minutes to try to say something back. I
like reloaded a save file once in the Batman one.
You deleted a save file.
No, I reloaded one because I made a bad choice with Catwoman.
Oh, I think I know what you're talking
It's like when she's about to leave, like
about. You're like, no, stay.
yeah, and she's like, "What?" And I was like, "I love you." She's like, "That's so stupid. We met like a week ago." I was like, "Ah!" I reloaded. And I'm like, I can't remember what I said. But I got the right one where she's like, "All right." She came back and like, kissed me.
I said the right one the first time through.
All right, whatever, dude.
You know? More of a Batman.
Wow,
than
you
are.
guys are so good with Catwoman. Wow,
Yeah,
look at you
we
guys.
I was good with Catwoman. Yeah.
Anyways,
Anyway, yeah, I like it that they do it that way because it's more realistic to how like you would be in an actual conversation with somebody.
yeah, I guess it's like
You would actually have like 4 options pop up in your vision. You could like choose one. Like that's how you guys talk, right?
Yeah.
Right?
That's
Right?
how
It's
I
not
talk,
just me.
Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, they're fun games.
But yeah, the last Walking Dead game, it like glitched on me like 6 times,
Yeah,
and I just had to put it down.
They really shoved that thing out. Like,
Yeah.
well, you have to. The company's dead.
Yeah,
so you just
Skybound
gotta
That's
split
such
it
a
up.
disappointment.
well, they were bad. I guess they were bad to their employees.
Yeah.
And they didn't own any IP.
Yep.
Like they didn't have anything worth anything. So, and they never made all their games are pretty glitchy. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, I mean they're not polished, but at the same time, I didn't feel like they needed to be.
Yeah.
At least they worked. With the 4th one, it was like, okay, I can't move my character anymore.
yeah.
This sucks. I need to go back and
Well,
start
especially
the
in
whole
a
game
narrative,
over.
especially in a narrative game, it's like you gotta
Yeah.
keep that momentum.
Yeah.
Rip Telltale.
Yeah,
I would have loved a Telltale Always Sunny in Philadelphia game.
hilarious.
That would be so good. Feel like
Always Telltale Seinfeld.
yeah, I just feel like Always Sunny would be like you'd say something to Frank, like something mean, and be like Frank probably won't remember that.
Or he pulls out his gun and kills you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it'd be so good.
I was carrying that thing around.
The one Telltale game I'd really want to play is The Wolf Among Us.
That one's awesome. Wolf Among Us. That made me. I read like the first. I don't read comic books that much. I read like the first, like 8 or 9 volumes of the, whatever the Fables comic or graphic novels.
Oh, yeah.
Really good graphic novels.
Mm-hmm.
I read like the first main arc. Like they have like this big arc they build up through like the first 9 or 10 volumes. Read to the end of that and then I stopped for some reason. But yeah, if you like graphic novels, Fables is good, and The Wolf Among Us is awesome.
I heard the Borderlands Telltale game was good too.
Yeah,
Dave wants me to play that
you
before
need
the
to play
third
that.
one.
You need to play it before the third one. There's some
There's DLC for Borderlands 2 too, isn't there? That you need to play. It's free.
yeah.
Like new stuff.
Yeah, new
They
stuff.
released like
DLC
5
really?
or 10 hours of more story
Oh,
missions or
for
something.
Borderlands 2.
I think Dave and I were just kind of playing through old stuff. We did that D&D one,
Yeah.
which was pretty funny.
Why don't you guys ever invite me to play with you guys?
Because you're the worst. Every time we try to play Borderlands with Landon, he's just like, I'm 2 levels behind, so this sucks. I can't do anything.
I haven't even started Borderlands 2, so you can invite me any single time.
Then you'd be really under level.
Yeah. I think Dave and I are
Level
like
one.
level like 40 now.
Oh no, that's so many hours.
Well, let's just all start over. We could just play through it again.
Yeah,
I would do
let's
it.
do the pre-sequel. Let's
I
do the
would do it.
pre-sequel. Let's do the pre-sequel.
I haven't played that one, so
Yeah,
I'd
yeah.
do it.
I love Borderlands, so I'm totally down. I
don't even know
love
what to say to
women.
you.
I love Borderlands. I'm just a good guy.
Two things in life.
Yeah.
Living in Borderlands.
Yeah,
Catwoman.
Catwoman.
All right. Anything else you guys want to talk about?
I'm feeling pretty good.
You look pretty good.
My back is so sweaty; it's like sticking to the back of the chair.
We really need to get some like air in here.
Dude, it's good, man. It's good.
Gosh,
It's good. Sorry, I haven't been leaning in the mic. I need to lean in. Hey,
I actually don't think we need to be that close to these mics. I think like right here is fine.
like great, like
So
here.
not
Yeah.
like this.
Oh shoot.
I think the closer we get, it can sound even worse. Like if we like right here, I think
Right
this is
here,
good.
yeah.
Good
Well,
spot.
that's good. Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
Awesome.
yeah. What do you think, Will? Good spot.
A good spot. Yeah.
that. Getting an insight.
Yeah, it's great.
You guys are all getting an insight into our recording setup.
Shows you how knowledgeable we are with all this.
Yeah, we got the
We fumble around.
Yeah, we got everything.
You're supposed to swallow the microphone, right?
Yeah.
I think so.
I'm not quite at that point. I can't quite do it.
All right, let's wrap it up. You can find us on iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, Castbox, YouTube, and other podcasting platforms. Visit our website at hotkeyspodcast.com. Follow us on Twitter at Hotkeys Podcast and join our Facebook group at facebook.com/podcast.hotkeys.
I'll say it again. The Facebook group is popping. Get in there.
It is?
Oh yeah. It definitely
Okay.
is. Get in there.
What do you mean by popping?
Oh,
Lot of fans out
yeah,
there.
a lot of fans. Get in there. Get in there now.
How many fans?
At
At least
70.
10.
Woo!
Yeah.
Please like and review us and subscribe on whichever platforms you use. And you can also contact us at email at hosts@hotkeys.podcast.com.
Come on.
Boom.
Awesome.
All right.
Farewell.
Thanks for listening.
So, do you guys want to talk about more stuff? Or
No.
bye.
Bye.